Greetings my fellow NFT enjoyers. Potluck Labs is expanding and now we have a new website for exquisite NFT experience. So what are we waiting for? Here you can see all the projects that are open for minting at the moment, and there's more information about each one just a click away. Previews, roadmap and a piece of its special lore or backstory. As everywhere in DeFi space, connect the wallet and then you're good to go. For instance, a first project to mint only here, Revolutionary Apes, a second phase of Psychedelic Revolution. It's a great trippy collection by Splark and Kotkar, with 20 one-on-ones inside and big plans for the future. The website also incorporates special features, like the ability to mutate serums and super serums from phase 2 of our Genesis collection, Creatures of the Cave. I've got a super serum I haven't mutated yet, so why not, let's do it now. Approve the transaction to mutate, and look what a beauty she is. By the way, serums and super serums are still available on AVEX, and we have a very sweet roadmap ahead. Take a look, mates. Last part I wanted to review is this link, Claim Labs. If you hold any NFTs by Potluck Labs, you automatically earn our tokens Labs, with utility coming in giveaways, free mints, raffles and GameFi with our partners. So if you have any, go there now and approve your NFTs to start earning Labs. Hope you enjoyed this trip. Now I really recommend you to check these delicious NFTs and pick your favorite. Stay well and alive. Good luck!
That was awesome. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I just I love Smiling Bo's voice. Tried to pretend in the chat that it was your voice, but I think people know. I think people know better. Dude, I'm so excited about our website. It is so good. Q and Nina are just beasts. They have improved the Potluck look so much.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, we're going through a bunch of changes. We're going through some logo branding and stuff now that we're working on in the background. The website looks incredible. The amount of work they're doing. Just watching that, I check in on that chat here and there, and just seeing the ideas get thrown around, like they are brilliant.
Heck yeah, man. So baseball season. I don't even think you've been focusing on NFTs anymore because you're just so excited about your baseball swag. But
at some point in time, I got to work my way into the Jays staff and figure out how do we start issuing tickets as NFTs.
Yeah, in collaboration with Potluck Labs.
Of course. Yeah, so we just got down an awesome conversation with Juan from Fantom Foundation.
Yeah.
That was great to be able to actually dive in. It's nice that, like, you know, they want to know, they want to hear from the community. Like, they want to know, what do we think that the foundation can do to try to benefit our ecosystem. So that was awesome to kind of finally get to have a chat with them.
Yeah, I think like bringing Juan on as like community manager and his ideas and spotlighting artists and spotlighting people that are moving the community forward, both in DeFi and the NFT space is so big. Because Fantom really is, and we talked a lot about this, but I mean, I like what he said. He said it's a bottom up, not a top down ecosystem. And I think that is so true that like Fantom is built grassroots, you know, it attracts people that just want to come here and explore and build, and the community is so supportive and collaborative. And now to have some of that top-down support that is giving credit and attention to people that are bringing something to the ecosystem to help push it along, I think that's going to be so huge. I see Septa in the chat, and yeah, man, he's reading the piece on him. I heard talking to Teens that he's going to have a piece out as well. We read one on Tweak. Just saw the one in the metaverse that spotlighted Slothtopia in there as well and what's being built. I just think it gives it legitimacy and shines a light in the right places. And so I'm super honored that they would talk to us and about what Potluck Labs is building, and hope it brings more attention, more collectors into the Fantom space.
Yeah, and speaking of Septa in here, I'm so excited for the Shadows mint whenever that is coming. The Bit Shadows launch, I mean, that was flawless. I've been stacking up my Bit Shadows. That's one of my favorite projects so far on Fantom.
Yeah. It's the color palette, man. It's the diversity. I think they had 700 traits, they said, uh, which is just unreal. But the color palette, the skill. I mean, I'm not even the biggest pixel art fan, and I can't find one of those I don't love. Like the whole collection is just gold. So big shout out. I wish it wasn't so gold because then I could buy more, but they're just so expensive.
Well, and it's been awesome. Like the Southern Empire's like really become they've built an awesome Discord too. Like it's a great community hangout zone where you can just dive in there, and like I've dove in there and Net will be drawing. Like it won't even be Septa or Limit Break. Like their community is running the Discord now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Tombheads is doing something like that, where they've got like just a live channel that's like 24/7, and people will be like DJing in there, and then just random people will be filming their art, and then Southern Empire's doing it. And so um, I'm setting up a camera just in my bathroom. So like if I'm going to shower or shave or, use the bathroom, people can watch. So hopefully that has the same type of appeal. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm literally like, man, there's so much. Like Pinky Swear, their Discord. Have you been in
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Dude, there's these artist-centric Discords where everyone in the community is coming together, is bringing so much creativity and so much advancement in the quality of NFT project. Like it's unreal.
Well, I'm actually really glad you bring that up because I think, and it's funny because we had this conversation with Juan from the foundation, but this grassroots nature, you mentioned art, like an artist-centric Discord. That is literally how our NFT community started in the very early days. Like it was essentially like Tombheads, Rabbit Hole, and then the Hash Lounge, which Hashy Jim had his Discord, and it was all of the early Fantom artists. They would get into this Discord, they would do collab pieces together, but like that's where the artists would get together and really try to benefit off each other and learn from each other. And it was incredible to see that interaction so early. And now, flash forward 8 months later, just the way this culture has just become so much bigger, and now it's multiple Discords that are artist centric, and that just constantly have people in them. I just think it's so awesome. And again, we mentioned this earlier, like the way I genuinely think the grassrootsness of this community is a feature, not a bug. Like this idea that the whole community gets together and we theme things up together without that top-down approach telling us to do this. It's just like we think this would be better for the ecosystem if we all themed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, and just thinking about the collaborative nature of this ecosystem, where if we look at ETH, AVAX, even AVAX, like I've met some of the best people there, some of the most awesome supporters. Like they've got guys who are on Twitter Spaces like 24/7, just trying to push the ecosystem forward. But it still feels like projects. Like if you're in on that project, man, they're behind you and they're with you. But if you're not in on the projects, you don't see as much like cross support as you do on Fantom. I just think Fantom is uniquely special in that. And I was thinking about, even like right now, I'm in a group chat with the DMD team, Dark Matter DeFi, and the Miniverse team, planning collaborative things with Potluck Protocol and them to make something super special in the DeFi and NFT space. Like it's crazy. And a lot of people look at that and be like, well, you guys are coming out with NFT staking and they're a launch pad. Aren't you guys competitors? It's like, no, we're all building something great to push this ecosystem forward. It's not a zero-sum game. Like if they get an artist or if they have a staking that we're losing. No, that just means that artist and that project is supported over there and they're winning. And we can do the same with another one. And so I just love the attitude of the leadership on Fantom, like the people building the projects. It's so special. Like it is. I just had a conversation with a new artist the other day, and he was just telling me like I've been an artist my whole life, and I mean this guy's in his mid 40s, and he just came to Fantom in the last month or two, and he's like, this is the best experience I've ever had in my life. Like doing art here has changed my life. And so just hearing that And then you see that from collectors. There was a guy in our Discord last night. We did an AMA, and I had never seen him before. And he's like, "Man, I've been lurking in the shadows. I've attended some of your mint parties, and I just never talked on here. But man, I am blown away. All my friends are into ETH NFTs, and that's where I was." And he goes, "I've never seen community like this. Like, it's cutthroat as it gets." And so, man, I'm just so encouraged today after that conversation, after some of these recent conversations with artists in the community, of just like, we're building in the right place. Fantom is heading in the right direction. Like, yes, the price is down, it's suppressed, but I can't see it staying down. I can't see it staying suppressed because the community is too strong. The protocols are too strong. The network is too good. So I'm uber bullish today. So
Yeah, I mean, even like the response that we got from artists and collectors from the Crosstrain Auction that we had last week, like just hearing, like immediately I was getting DMs from different AVAX artists, whether they had responded to DMs or not before, were like, "Oh, hey, just seen a few posts about the success, how successful the auction was. Like, would love to bring a piece to it." And it's like,
yeah.
even collectors were like, "I've never experienced something like that. That is crazy." It was like, me experiencing my tomb heads for the very first time.
Gosh, it was yeah, it was special. The cross-chain auction, I'm glad you brought that up because, that was I don't know, that was just a really special day for us. Like, we didn't make a dime. We put in a lot of work into it, but like personally, there was no profit. Um, but it was so fun, man. I mean, 200, I think the top I saw, I think there was 210 people, might have been a couple more than that, but I saw 210 in the Discord. Knowing that a percentage of that all went to Deliver Fund to make a difference, having a Navy SEAL, on there talking to us was super cool. He's going to be on the Acid Cats Mint party tomorrow again, because part of that mint, and just knowing that, I really think we're starting to come into our own, and just being able to bring in more buyers into the Fantom ecosystem and also deliver value and to show artists in other ecosystems like what they could have. Like, I can't imagine the talent if there was a Tezos auction house, like a Tomb Heads type auction house that was just Tezos, or an AVAX one, and even on AVAX, we were talking about they don't really have a one-on-one scene very much. It's kind of like ETH. If you put one-on-one stuff on Kalau or one of their sites, like, good luck getting found.
Yeah.
And so introducing those artists and the buyers and collectors to like that one-on-one auction scene, we know it's addicting. Like, I got rich. I tell people I got rich in DeFi when I discovered Fantom, and then I got poor when I discovered NFTs on Fantom because I spent all my DeFi earnings in 2 minutes auction. But it's just the most fun. I've never had more fun there's no more fun experience to me than a mint party where it sells out real quick, where everyone's super excited, and an auction. There's no better experience.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's just those moments, right? Like Keep It Lunatic had a piece where you just get one of those bidding wars between some of the big dogs, and like it's just so exciting. Like even as just like a little guy, if you're sitting back, it's just amazing to know like how much support that artist is getting, to know like how happy those collectors are going to be, because you're talking about the biggest whales in our space battling for the same piece. Like there's probably going to be value to that. I just think it's such a win-win for everybody, and it's just an awesome. I mean, from the first time we had the two men's auction, it was like, wow, this is different. Like a Sotheby's and a Christie's, like they would dream of being able to do something like this fast, and in this way. So to be able to take that cross chain, to bring our art to other collectors, to bring other artists to this experience, other collectors to this experience, yeah, it is just super awesome. I think it's going to snowball just further and further. Like you're so spot on. Like everything is just, you mentioned this like upward spiral of getting all of our stuff to just feed off each other, and that's great. Like this Friday we're about to have a big games night with the Weaponized Countries. So like now our GameFi utilities are starting to be implemented. So now we're going to be having these event nights. Essentially, it's either going to be a mint on Friday or an event night on Friday. It's going to be a mint on Wednesday or an event night on Wednesday. So like we're always going to have something going on, which is, again, these community events draw people in, and it makes you, that's the value of it. Like that's the value of these NFTs is these communities. Like,
fired up, man. I'm excited.
Yeah,
yeah, you mentioned, I mean, we're getting with Weaponized Countries. Maybe you can give a little information, maybe because you played the game a lot. I bought a bunch of the cards. I haven't played it all, so I need to get on that. Excited about it, but obviously you're like the game player in the group, host a lot of these parties. And so this is the first ever actual use case for the Labs token. And this is what we've wanted to do. We have 3 GameFi partnerships now, Bomber Punks, Bobbleheads, and Weaponized Countries. Weaponized Countries, and then also 8-bit Nostalgia, but that's more like just a metaverse versus a game. And they're going to let us bet. I think there's 3 tiers of betting, so I think you can bet on each match or like each round. I'm not sure. You can clarify if you know, but you can bet like 50 labs, 100 labs, or 200 labs. And then I know at the end of the party, I mean, they said they're giving away like 1,000. Typically on the game nights that they'll give away like $500 worth of prizes, and they're going to give away 1,000 for this. And I'm sure we'll be giving away some other NFTs and some giveaways during it. But what is that experience like? What's the GameFi like with it? Like if someone's just listening to this and like, hey, is this worth me tuning in for?
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. We've had a few of these game nights in the rabbit hole so far. It is basically Weaponized Countries and Pocket Pals are like the 2 most functional like PvP games right now. So essentially what you'll do, Weaponized Countries, you get a card much like rock, paper, scissors. Your card has a punching, slicing, and another effect. Now, when we were playing before, it was 1 card versus 1 card. I know recently they've implemented their deck battling. So it's a 3 card versus 3 card tier. So I have yet to play in this function. So as much as I figured out how to kick ass the first way, it's going to be a great opportunity on Friday for people to kick my ass on Friday, because we're kind of going to be all learning it together again. But the one thing that's really interesting about the game is that like it is fully on chain, and that was like a big thing for them, was that they wanted to build a game fully on chain. Now, hopefully the network is real nice on Friday, because there has been times before where the network is a little bit bogged down, and that causes some issues. But it's a lot of fun. It's like rock, paper, scissors with these cool cards. We're in the Discord. Everybody's talking shit. Like, the idea that the world is on fire right now. They wanted to kind of bring light to it all. Like, and that's what I genuinely love out of comedy, is that you can bring light to the darkest things.
Yeah.
I just like looking at these cards. Like, some of these cards are just hilarious, and you end up getting like some of these funny matchups where you're like, oh, like this gets a little political, but like everybody's making jokes, and like it's such a fun time, and especially because this is such a global community, like it adds to that. Like it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so my my top card is it's an ultra, or I guess it's my top one. It's an ultra rare. Is Saint Kitts and Nevi, or Nevis. I never heard of it. It looks like 2 little islands.
It's also an educational game, because I've also learned
Yeah.
a lot of countries doing this.
Yeah, and then my second best card is Botswana. So,
Nice.
I'm thinking as far as military prowess, that the cards may be a little out of order in the current
But yeah,
world.
so
But
there is a lot of like feet, like they've got a lot of mechanics to it. I know there's an aspect to country size and population, like density, like plays into the ability. Like there's some really like Triton. I mean, we know Triton.
yeah.
He has implemented some really, really cool stuff into this game.
Well, speaking of Triton, change the subject. I'm excited about the game night this Friday, 7 p.m. UTC, in our Discord. Be there. Go on their website, or you can probably pick up one on secondary if you want. But if you go on their website to pick up a card, It's 2-for-1 special. So you mint one, and then they give you a free mint credit to mint a second.
So they've actually got that fixed. They've got that fixed. So now it's actually priced. So one is 34.5 Fantom.
Okay. Well, there you go. So it was like 2 for 69. Like you mint one for 69. So now I guess you can choose to just mint one at half price. So that's awesome. And you know, some projects I'm not happy when they reduce mint prices and do those as an early collector, because you're like, well, that cuts the value of what I paid for. But in this situation, you know, you want people to play the game. So, you know, you got to price it at a price that people, you know, you can keep building the community. So excited about that. Also, man, I am really excited. We talk about it a lot, but I'm really excited about what Slothtopia is building with these condos that you'll be able to display your NFTs in. And I think eventually like buy and sell NFTs and do all types of stuff. And I saw the Bit Demons team. I know they've been building the like voxel type character, but I just saw the first preview. I just saw a picture. So I don't know if it was moving around or how they did it, but I saw a preview of it being in Slothtopia. And so I'm just so excited with the development there. I'm excited for when we make that move ourselves. We're kind of just waiting to see which of our projects are the ones that people really want to see in the metaverse, and then kind of letting the metaverses get built to where it's, you know, it's like, hey, we need to be a part of it now. But I'm just so proud of Slothtopia and what they've built. It's come a long way very quickly.
Yeah, no, I love Slothtopia. I did want to bring up, and we will be talking about it later, but yeah, I mean, they're about reaching the halfway point of their mint. And then I'm glad you brought up condos, because I think to get whitelisted to mint a condo, you have to own like one of the 4 sloth collections, or like all 4 of the sloths. So you need the original, you need the pixel, you need the one that he bridged from Solana, and you need an avatar. And by owning one of each of them, that gets you whitelisted to be able to mint one of those condos. And as we've seen before, when it comes to minting land on Fantom in Metaverse Land, I mean, this is the first Metaverse Land things you'll be minting. So like it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about it because I own all 4, and so I'm good to go. But yeah, if you look at the secondary market, I would highly encourage, if you're watching the show, the alpha is, go scoop those up. Like if you don't have them, scoop them up now, because once the condos like are officially announced and they're here, that's when the secondary market goes crazy, because everyone's aware of it because they see the posts all over Twitter and stuff, and then, you know, you're out of luck. So even a smarter player would be maybe pick up a couple extras right now. So when that comes, if you're wanting to flip for a profit, you know, there's an event coming up, not financial advice, but there's an event coming up that should raise the floor. That's kind of another good strategy with NFT buying, is if you get the lowdown on some alpha of what's coming out and it's going to push the value of previous collections because they're involved some way, that is an easy money making opportunity. Do you want to jump into the topics? Because we always take longer than our 5 minutes, so we can just jump into the topics now if you're ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. All right. So what's minting? I know a bunch of things, like smaller projects just like popped up out of nowhere and minted out super quick. You were talking about there was this Punks one, Finn's Punks or something that came out.
Yeah.
The floor is like 10x the mint price because it was only like a 10 Fantom mint. So I'm really interested to see what happened with that. Those cool, the cool kids, like MFers. That was a small mint, and I'm lucky that I got to pick up a couple of those. Super cool.
So those are. I'm glad you brought that team up. I really like what that team's doing. They very much have a style. They can play with the memes. Different. They've dropped different like generations of collections. Yeah, I like what that team is doing.
100%. You said it really well there. Like they're I mean, that was a quick adaptation. Like they adapted their style to this new meme that's out, made a cool collection. I didn't feel like it was like a copycat. Like it's an awesome derivative. Like it was totally their style. So love what they're doing. So what's minting? Because I just butchered the segment. Like I gave you two things that weren't even minting. So
No, what was the you had one? I just seen it on Twitter. You minted something. FTM
oh,
dead.
FTM dead. Well, see, here's the thing. I didn't realize it wasn't a public mint yet. So the only way you can mint is you can mint, I guess, one per Gimpy that you hold. And
Ooh.
I've got a bunch of the Gen 1 Gimps. I got a bunch of those. So I didn't even realize, like I just went on and minted a bunch of the new ones and didn't realize that that's why I was able to. So, but it's still like criminally low on the mints. It's under 200 right now. But the public mint starts Sunday, I believe. And so, you know, amazing 16 Phantom. That's a steal. Really cool 3D art. And FTM Dead is, you know, he already has a completed. I think it's completed now, like 100 piece or very close to completed his 101 collection. Amazing. If you hold that up, I saw Tombheads did it one time because I know they're buddies, and he posted a screenshot kind of from Paint Swap of FTM Dead's 101 collection, and he's like, "Yeah, find me a better 101 collection than this." And when you look at
Right.
them all side by side, you're like, "Yeah, this is it's incredible." So when you have artists like that who are incredible 101 artists, and then they put out these generatives, like buy and hold because it's going up.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said like he's such a staple in the community too. Relationship with Tombheads. I believe he was a big part of the Degenerabbits, which was like an early massive project for Fantom. The Gimpies are great. That the way they get infected and stuff, like he's a great developer too. So yeah, I'm just so game with supporting him. I think that's a great one. Gotta support our guy Hashtag Jim's Burgers. I love these things. I know you minted a bunch. I've minted a bunch. These are so awesome. And there's 400 left, or less than 400 left. So at 20 Fantom, I think was the price for them.
Yeah.
So I think that's another project that could be minted out sooner than later. We got Phantomized Patronus. I'm not gonna lie, these AI guys are killing it.
Yeah.
We've had the conversation before about AI and our kind of worries with AI and stuff, but yeah, what they're doing with their stuff is just incredible. The artwork they're putting out, the uniqueness of each piece. I'm a really big fan of these Patronus, and there's less than 150 left out of that collection, which is over 1,000 pieces.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're
A
talking
few
with
more.
him.
We got Phantom Terraformers from.
Oh, sorry. I think you're on
Go
like
ahead. Go ahead.
dial-up internet.
Yeah,
You're
with
on
the
like
Phantom Eye
dial-up
guys.
internet right now, bro. So you're all fuzzy and a little
I'm all
delayed.
blurry.
But what I was going to say is we've been skeptical of AI generated art. Actually, what's really helped me in coming around on it, one is we talk with the Phantomized team at length. We know their process is not, you just stick a word into a generator, like they've built their own code. They've got their own kind of proprietary process, and you can see the results of that process. Like you can't duplicate it. A lot of what I'll try to do to see if an AI project's legit is just go to some of those AI generator sites and just try to really emulate the project, and you can't do it with Patronus or that level of quality. But on Tezos, it's a huge thing. Like some of the biggest, most expensive pieces are AI art and even AI video files like MP4. And so I've really started to appreciate, because researching those artists and them showing the process and what they do. And you can get some really cool stuff. So yeah, any others that you want to hit on real quick?
So we got Phantom Terraformers, which is the Jake Clockworky mint on Dark Matter DeFi. So there's less than 60 left before that mint closes, and then I think you get airdropped like 1 for 1. So however many you've minted, you get airdropped the matching amount. So that mint's almost done. Phantom Wave, there's like 180 left before that mint closes. That's another great project. I think that anime style is big.
Phantom Wave is excuse me, man. I keep yawning, dude. I need like 3 kids, man. I need an injection of caffeine in my veins right now. And so, but Phantom Wave is doing something cool. Like if they mint out and they do like, I think it's 888 mints is the total, they're giving away some like ridiculous prizes. I forget, was it the Moondow card? I don't know. They were doing something that was like, man, it's like
Yeah,
Trippy
you're right.
Steve's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. They are giving away.
That's like a
I think
2,000 or
they're not.
3,000 Phantom floor.
Yep.
That's crazy. So yeah, mint that crap out, and then everyone has an equal chance. You know, there's only 888, so it's pretty good. You know, that's pretty good odds. But then also, you buy 4, you get 1 free, I believe. So, and you can stake on dark matter DeFi. There's like a lot of reasons that this should probably sell out. And then they already have like Gen 2, or I think they're calling it the next phase, and it's going to be omni chain. And so you start bringing in all these eyes from all these other chains onto what do we always say? The OG collection, the Gen 1. That's what people are always going to go back to, typically, as like that is the most valuable collection. As other ones come out and succeed at even higher level, everyone's going to want that OG collection. So there's tons of collections like that, tons of artists like that, where you could look and say, well, what's their OG collection? I better pick up one of those. But this is just another example of that.
No, spot on. Last couple I want to say, well, we love the Fantom Pekongs. Pekongs is over halfway minted. So if you want a really cheap mint, 1 FTM, yeah, there's lots of Pekongs out there still. And then Fantom Kittens, I just noticed. Fantom Kittens is like a Brazilian team, early days of Fantom. They're 10K mint, and there's actually less than 1,500 left. And it's another cheap mint. I think it's like 4.2 FTM. But yeah, it's a great team from Brazil. They're trying to help like other Brazilian artists and stuff, and just trying to help implement crypto down in Brazil. So I like what that team is doing. They're OGs on Fantom, and yeah, I just happened to notice today that mint is kind of coming to an end soon.
Okay, awesome. Well, underrated projects. I mean, once again, I think everything on Fantom is underrated because when the masses come here and they see the quality, I think the prices are going to skyrocket. You know, but what I want to point out a few, like I think the Gen 1 Gimpy ones, I think they're underrated because I was looking at the floor price, pretty low compared to what it has been in the past. And those things come in waves, but like everything is kind of suppressed right now when you look at the floors, just because of the way the market's been for 2 months, you know, kind of going down. But hopefully it's turning around. You know, it's been a good 24 hours. So I want to point out that one. I think we point this out a lot, but like anything by Hex, guy's incredible. I think those ones are super undervalued. And this is something that I'm just going to put this out there in general, because you guys can see the leaks from different artists that are going to be coming out with generatives, like high level generatives. But artists like Danetron with us, Bonono, Necro Fox, Black Cat Dead. Those are a few examples with us. But then you have these examples across the ecosystem. So there's a lot more people like Spearhead who, when they come out with their generative and it goes from being just a one-on-one artist that a few collectors have to now hundreds of people, you're going to see a Teens on Acid like effect with a lot of these, where I was looking back in the last auction before Astro Kids, Teens had, or like maybe 2 auctions before, it's like a week or 2 before, his pieces sold for around 400 Fantom. At his TOA cards were selling for around 400 Fantom. Now you're lucky to buy one for 1,500 Fantom, you know? And so that is not just the generative effect for everyone, but for these great artists who then put out great generatives, that's the effect. So I'm just giving you that hint. If you're a collector who wants to see some value, is just pay attention to the ones who are coming out with generatives that you really think are going to be superstar ones, and pick up their one-on-ones. So across the board, those are the underrated projects coming out. All these artists who are now coming out with generatives. It's going to be May and June is going to be an insane season for Fantom NFTs.
Yeah, and even some of those ones that just came out recently, like I'm looking at right now, paint huffing sessions, the paint huffing degenerates, like a floor of 32.5. Like to me, that is silly.
It's stupid. Like I don't want to call people idiots, but whoever's selling those for 32 Fantom, like
Wicked Witches. Wicked Witches. There's only 420 of them. The floor is 40 FTM right now. and Wicked is now like starting to build a cross-chain name.
Underrated.
Phantom Bunch. I'm a big fan of the Phantom Bunch. Yeah, I'm looking at Phantom Bunch Descendants, 45 Phantom. That is fucking incredible art for that price. Like all those pieces look like one of ones.
Yeah.
The big one for us is our creatures, because I mean, I don't know if we want to drop the alpha on the creatures yet, but the build your own is coming. So yeah, talk about underrated, underpriced. Yeah, the Gen 2 creatures.
Yeah, that's maybe the most.
You're gonna need to be burning them.
That's maybe the most criminal price like in Phantom right now. Because even if you just collected for the art itself, I mean, the art, you just can't beat it. Like what Hex and Nimbus did is a freaking masterpiece. And whether you're buying a Hex piece or a Nimbus piece, I mean, they're incredible. But yeah, we're about a week out from, maybe a little longer, but it looks like within, I mean, even by Friday, I think we'll be ready to test and make sure it all works and the site looks good and everything. But I think we're a week to 2 weeks tops from burn 5 creatures to create your own custom one. And that custom collection is going to be ever evolving. So maybe you burn them to create the rarest one in the collection to try to flip it. Or maybe you just burn to aesthetically get the ones you want. Or maybe you just burn because you love this video game type experience of building out your character. Because you're going to have the base character for Nimbus or a base character for Hex. And then you're going to be able to go and you're going to be able to pick any background, any head, any eyes, like all the different layers. You'll be able to go through and create your own. Going to be incredible. And so, yeah, man, I'm super fired up. But you can't pay to mint. You can only burn to mint. So these collections are going to shrink. And so if you're not sweeping the floor on Creature of the Cave 2, like right now, you can get some steals. So I would highly recommend that.
The floor is 8 Phantom, and it gets up to 15 pretty quick. Like it just keeps doubling pretty quick. But you realize like each layer on NFT Key, when you look at the marketplace, that's one custom creature. So like when you are sitting there, like that is 5 per layer. That is one custom creature per layer. So it's like the first layer is 8, then it's 10, then it's 15, then it's 20, then it's 22. Like this is gonna get crazy real quick. All of a sudden, what happens when you get 100 of these custom creatures? Like this gets nuts. I'm so excited to see how this all plays out.
Well, I'm also really excited to see people, like once that's live and they get to the point where the floor does raise to 30 Phantom, 40 Phantom, people are going to start burning those serums. And now we're going to maybe get the Septa piece unveiled finally. And, and then Phantom, the price is going to get so high on Phantom that people say, holy crap, we can do this on AVAX. And the AVAX community takes a look and realizes, oh man, these are still minting. We can just go, we can mint these, we can immediately be able to burn if we want. So you're going to have people minting 5 to go ahead and burn. And you're just going to see, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be an incredible collection. And then Alpha just announced it earlier today, not giving any extra details, but Gen 3 of Creatures of the Cave, the next chapter of it is going to be the Bit Creatures, COTC3, the Bit Creatures by Hex. If you go to my Twitter, you can check out an alpha leak of that. So just, I'm super fired up about it. He already had obviously we've had a lot of great artists participate, and Nimbus did a great job also in the second one. He may be involved in some level on this third one, but really we just asked Hex, is this something you'd be open to doing? Because he's done an incredible Bit Zombies collection, and we knew that was in his wheelhouse. And so he was like, man, I'd love to. I think that'd be incredible. And then he sent me his like previews, and that picture I sent, I mean, that's a generative piece. So I've got quite a few that I've looked through. It's incredible. So if you're a Pixel fan, the Bit Creatures are going to be next level.
Well, this is the kind of the fun thing about our ecosystem too, is like, because all these artists are so supportive of each other and we have so much talent, like when Septa and Limit dropped their Bit Shadows, like, and that's just such a high quality project. Like I think every pixel artist went back and went, all right, like what does my next one need to be? Because they raised the bar. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah. Last thing I want to point out, underrated projects, is we could talk about a lot of people, but it's more of a collective. It's a group. But the Pinky Swear NFTs, you can go in their Discord. They've got a Twitter. They're very inclusive, just awesome group, awesome Discord community that's supporting newer artists in the community. And so if you're an artist or even a collector just wanting to learn more in the space, like it's an incredible Discord to be a part of, and they're doing auctions as well, to really help these new artists get their names out there and stuff. And so I attended this last one, picked up a couple awesome pieces, and just really love what that team's doing. It's like Momo, Nano Phantom, Nina, a ton of people, Chronix in there. So just a bunch of like awesome people in the space helping newer artists. So that type of thing is just underrated. We talked about this, earlier, but like that, the Southern Empire, Tomb Heads, like all these different places that are being supportive of projects and of artists, like that is the most underrated part of the Fantom ecosystem, because you just don't have that anywhere else. So,
yeah.
Okay,
All right,
artist spotlight.
All right, well, I got a little list of our own artists. I want to spotlight. I think we got a whole bunch of our own artists that like don't get enough spotlight.
That's right.
You name our list: Bush Doctors, Cavarters, Botboy, Hex, Nimbus, Splarg, Codcar, Danetron's coming, Necrofox is coming, Black Cat Dead is coming, Bonono is coming. We had Nimbus, like Keep It Lunatic did pieces for one of ones in the creatures, like the
Yeah, and you're
a bunch of phenoms.
You're barely touching the surface. I mean, with Teens on Acid, Slice That Up, the Pigs, and Aliens artists, incredible 3D artists. We've got Mashao, who's a Russian artist. I think it's Masha, but Mashao is her Twitter. But Masha, incredible Russian artist. She's behind the Orcs, the Elves, which I'm so excited to release the Elves.
Zombie Stiltskin.
Zombie Stiltskin with the rats, and he's been such, like, since that, just been one of the best community members like that we have. I mean, just incredible. I hope we didn't miss anybody else. And then you think of everyone who's done collab pieces and stuff. I mean, Keep It Lunatic did his like first ever 101, was in our, Creature of the Cave 2 collection. Septa's been in there. Aspen, all
Aspen,
these.
Yep. Jack from Dead Family.
Yeah. It's really kind of a stupid list. If you could include everyone who's collabed and put pieces in, like, it's too long. But
or even actually on I think one of our final names is Phyrexis. I've noticed like him putting out like just some cards and stuff on his own. It's just super high quality stuff. Like, it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, and then Goddess of the Cave and Old Blood of the Cave, and now we got like the third generation will be coming out, sometime in the next month or so, probably. His name on Discord and everything is Gene Diz, but I think his name in real life is Matthew, and he's an incredible established artist, does video game and movie art. He does CGI stuff that you think is real life, and so just the talent is unreal. But man, one I wanted to point out, and I don't want to get his name wrong because I think it's like it's E6L Beard. Like, I don't know if that's Eagle Beard.
Yeah.
Maybe the right way to pronounce it. Evil Beard. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But I'm gonna call him Evil Beard. So he's put out multiple collections recently. He's got his Nowhere's Ark collection, which is just these incredible, just awesome animals that like just so creative. Then he just came out with like this Demons collection. And I don't know, he's just like pumping out incredible art. And we had a great conversation the other day about this just being like, he's been an artist forever, but like this experience on Fantom just like changing his life. And he's someone that I see being huge in the space. It's kind of like when I saw Dane Tron, some of these artists, when they come on the scene, you're like, yeah, they're going to be big. And so I feel the same way about Keep It Lunatic. It was the same way, and he is as well, because it's not just doing art. Like each of those three I just named, they're building a brand. Like they understand branding, they understand having a theme. That's why people love Teens. That's why people love Limit Break. Why they love Septa is these guys aren't just great artists, but they're a brand, and all their art just like goes together. And yeah, and I mean, we could go on and on, right? Elle is just like that. You know, she is a brand, and that's what makes her art so special. So.
I do want to bring up just a quick little spotlight. Phantom Boy, Visionary Boy. I love what he's doing. Crown Labs, I think, is getting ready to launch one of their first projects. And yeah. So April's almost over. Ultimate Punks is ready for launch. Get yourselves ready for our first ever project that will be released under the Crown Labs roof. And Regen is going to have some one-of-ones involved.
Well, yeah, because that collection, you know, or Crown Labs, for anyone who doesn't know, is like the Pixel Doodle Punks team and Regen and the Phantom Bunch team working together to create really what we did, you know, creating an ecosystem, a brand around their projects that adds value to previous projects with every future project, and just, you know, gives holders something that they really know long term this is going somewhere. So I'm like, if they were a stock, I'd be buying. So since they're not, I'm just going to buy their NFTs because you know I'm bullish on them going up. So
it's the future of stocks.
Yeah, should be. All right. All right. GameFi. We already talked about Slothtopia. We talked about Weaponized Countries. Let's just talk more in general. I want to ask you actually a question, because I don't want to bring it up earlier, because I don't want to I'm not trying to put down Weaponized Countries or what they've done with Onchain. But in your experience with games, I know some people argue, like, even with NFTs, like everything should be on chain. If anything's off chain, like there are risks to things being off chain for sure. There's also risk for them being on chain. But as far as gameplay experience, is it like, I imagine if the whole game is on chain, that it might be a little laggy, like kind of like, yeah, dial up internet when you're waiting for things to process and stuff. What's your experience been like? Like, do you feel strongly that games need to be all on chain, or do you just feel like maybe the settlement of the game, like, you know, when the prizes or the things are issued, that is on chain?
Yeah, I think in the end, it's going to come down to when we're back into NFTs, like we're back into like trust, like, you know, the idea that like in the end that your NFT is on IPFS on a cloud and stuff like that. So like you're still trusting centralized servers and stuff. So there's an interesting aspect to, like, yeah, I've come to the conclusion that when I'm in NFTs, like I'm back to kind of set a bit of centralization. So in terms of gaming, I think in the beginning it was like a cool point to make of like, yeah, our game's fully on chain. But I think there is a bit of an impracticality to it for sure. Because yeah, we've had a few nights already where the network's been a little bit bogged down and the game is essentially unplayable. I think there's going to be aspects to where, yeah, maybe it's just the recording of the win, like who won, who lost. Maybe it's just that is recorded on chain. Or I think there's even aspects to like you could have on-chain stuff and off-chain stuff where it's maybe like your pro leagues and your amateur leagues. Amateur leagues are on like these free kind of, you know, their own servers, whereas the pro leagues are more, you know, bigger betting and fully on-chain.
I like that. I think that's a very valid way to play these, where it's basically, whether it's pro and amateur, or it's, you know, paid and unpaid. I think when you're dealing with certain amounts of money, it'd be nice that like everything is on chain.
Yeah.
But if you're playing like a free to play game, I don't think it really matters. You know, the fact that only thing that should matter is connecting your wallet to verify that you have the NFTs required to play the game. And then, but I kind of, honestly, I kind of feel like that anyways, as long as the verification process is on chain for both the winnings and the person playing. But Man, I don't know about how people hack games. I know every game I've ever played,
Yeah,
people
okay,
figure out
so
ways to hack
there
it.
is something to this because Tank Wars, so you bring this is a great point because I didn't even think about this because I guess some of the on-chain aspects would stop this. Tank Wars is having serious issues getting botted. Like because there's rewards, yeah, they've had to like essentially shut that system down a whole bunch of times already because there's just been so many issues with bots that are just like blowing up the leaderboards and stuff.
So is it on chain or is the
No,
gameplay?
the game, no, like none of the gameplay is on chain. It's basically just the assets are.
So and that's the thing with like and what you realize in crypto is like there's always somebody smarter. There's
Yeah,
always someone. So even on chain things, it's like people can come up with a bot to do anything on chain,
right.
off chain. Like people are smart enough. So that's kind of my one like not hesitancy, but like one thing that I'm interested in seeing how it plays out with GameFi and crypto. But obviously, there's been some real big games like Axie Infinity and stuff, but then also they've had some massive exploits and things.
Mhm.
And so, I made fun of some people in our Maxi chat group. Shout out to Phantom Maxis for paying like $3,000 on a tank because I was like, you're paying $3,000 to play a little video game like that. That seems pretty crazy to me. But then if they're actually making real money and it pays itself off, well, then I'm the crazy one for not doing it.
Yeah,
So it's very interesting to see how this plays out to me.
I mean, yeah, it's so interesting because like for me, it's been weird because like I come from a sports background, so like I always thought I was fucking. I always thought esports was so gay, like, uh, but my little brothers are just like so not sports. Like they'll be esports players for God's sakes, and I've seen this. I've been able to step back and see this adjustment into how big look at Twitch, like the amount of people on Twitch every day just watching people play video games. So the idea of there's thousands of video games that people are playing, like
Yeah. No,
dude
I
dude
get
will,
it.
dude will probably make streaming money off of having that legendary tank.
Yeah, it probably will. I mean, honestly, like you're the type of person who you could like you got the personality for it. Like you could just stream yourself playing these games. Like I tried to get into Fortnite back in the day. Like as an adult, I'm not proud to say it, but you know, I was trying to get back into gaming. My wife wouldn't let me buy any systems, so I could use my laptop, play some Fortnite. I just couldn't build anything. I was like, I am a first person shooter. Quit trying to make me build walls. So
Yeah,
obviously, I was very terrible at Fortnite. It would be like go find a tree and hide behind it for 30 minutes, um, or lose because I couldn't build. So I found myself on Twitch watching gamers who were good and also fun personalities playing.
right.
And like I know Limit Break. Like Limit Break was a big. He still is like a big Twitch streamer. Like that's what he did before this. But he's streaming himself doing his art and stuff. And so I can imagine that being a huge. Just talking about it right now, I can imagine that being a huge avenue to onboard people into Phantom.
Right.
Are people who are like have that personality and stuff on Twitch playing these NFT, on chain games. I see that as being maybe the biggest generator of bringing the masses onto a chain, maybe more than anything. Because, like you said, I mean, there can be hundreds of thousands or millions of people who watch people play games online. And you think about if they were playing a game that you could only play on Phantom, what would happen?
Right.
Be crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
yeah, it's super interesting because and that's the crowd that like that's how I got into NFTs. Like that was my original understanding of NFTs was game assets. Like that's how I even got off of Bitcoin. Like when I learned that that's why Vitalik had created Ethereum was because of his World of Warcraft assets being deleted. Um, so yeah, I think it's a massive like educational point too because there is this weird like bashing with the real life gaming community and like crypto, um, where like they just see everything as a scam, this and that, and that's really not the case. It's like no, we do really want to empower you to have your assets to be able to move your assets into different games and stuff. and you to have full ownership over your assets. So to me, it's a massive educational point for crypto in general.
Dude, I think we just found like your new purpose is you're going to build a big Twitch streaming channel of you playing like
I can't do
out
Twitter
spot
anyways, so I might as well go to another
no.
platform.
Yeah, man, just go to Twitch. All right, let's close with Labs Projects. It's going to be like rapid fire because we have so much good stuff coming up. I literally need to open the Discord to just look through the projects. But obviously, like Acid Cats is coming up tomorrow. It's like an afterthought marketing wise because we know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is there's 4,588 whitelist spots because everyone who owns an Astro Kit is whitelist once per token they hold. All of Teens' holders, like his Acid Cat holders on ETH, his TOA card holders, the Platinum Pass holders, the Ultimate Pass holders, they're all whitelisted. One per NFT you hold in any of those categories. So some people are whitelisted for one spot and others are whitelisted for, 50 spots. And so Trippy Steve is probably whitelisted for 700, I think he owns like half the Astro Kid collection, which is not
will be minting his whole allocation.
Yeah, he'll try. I hope he doesn't. That way the floor goes crazy because he'll be buying them up. But when you think about it, like we haven't really marketed it like crazy because it markets itself. Like the art is so good, the brand of Teens is so good, but like the mint party is going to be in Teens' Discord, hosted by him, him, and Limit Break. So I'm not even going to talk because I just love listening to Limit Break and Teens talk because their voices are awesome. And then if you talk, I'll listen to you a little bit. But we also have Jeremy Mayhew from Deliver Fund. He'll be on talking. So that's all at 6:30 p.m. UTC tomorrow. And then right at 7, we'll do the pre-sale mint. And then right at about 7 minutes and 10 seconds, that'll be over. And then we'll laugh about the people who are waiting for the public mint. And and so that's what's going to happen there. Super excited, but that's half the mint. Then the next half of the mint will be on AVAX. We're supposed to launch that through Trader Joe's new marketplace that they're doing on the NFT side. So super excited. But there won't be any whitelist allocations there because we know that the AVAX DeFi side, that site has thousands and thousands of users, and it's going to get eaten up really quick. And we want to bring in lots of new collectors into our ecosystem. And then also this is omni-chain. So you're going to be minting tomorrow on Fantom, but then you'll be able to bridge it to 7 different chains. So going to be awesome. Going to be crazy. Once again, why do that? Well, why not? Why not bring the attention of an incredible Fantom-based artist to 7 different chains? Like, what downside is there? I've heard people like poo-poo omni-chain. I'm like, you can bring attention to our projects to 7 different chains. Where's the NFT staking going to be on Fantom? Where's the the utility going to be? It's on Fantom in this case. But now people on Binance can find out about it. People on Ethereum, like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I think the omni-chain thing is huge because I've already seen people that have, through the couple of these omni-chain projects, come to Fantom and realize like found Fantom through these omni-chain projects. When like, oh shit, the floor is so low over there. I'll go over that chain. Having never tried this chain before, and like all of us, as soon as you try it, you're like, what did I just use? And how is this better than everything else and cheaper than everything else? Like, so I think that's massive. Never mind, and I mean, I don't want to shit on any art, but like this quality level, I've not seen any omni-chain projects remotely close to this art quality.
Yeah, I think that Fantom Boys, his one he did like the billionaire pixel skulls. I don't know what that one was. That was
right.
Pixel art. It was good. But the rest I've seen have just been like copycat. Hey, let's capitalize on the fact that it's omni-chain and our project doesn't need to be anything. It's just omni-chain. This is different. Also, we got Danetron's generative coming up. Absolutely. The art is so fire, like such 101 high-end quality. It's kind of like Septa. Like I imagine when we see the shadows that every single one, you're going to be like, this, how is this a generative? And that's what I'm loving about our projects lately. And what's coming out is like, it's very hard to believe they're generative. So we have that. We have Sick Individuals project coming out called Phantom Obsession, 17 different layers. It's going to be in the trillions with possible. It's going to be 10 per layer. So 17 layers with 10 traits each. Unreal. You can't fathom. The number is probably in like a bigger number than trillions of possible combinations. So very excited. Necrofox, his generative is going to be absolutely incredible. I think they're the Necrodemons. We have the Cyber Phantomics by Black Cat Dead coming out next Friday. Absolutely incredible. And I need to talk about this real quick, Tinfoil, because I don't even know if I've told you. We'll release this hopefully later today when Nina's done with it, a graphic. So for the legendaries, for the Black Cat Deads, instead of him designing custom legendaries, the rare pieces, we're going to have 10 pieces in the collection that are just the character outline with a question mark. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to cash those in to custom build your own.
Yes.
So you get to pick any single one. So we're having a graphic made with all the traits in every layer, and you'll be able to go through that basically and just circle the ones you want, and then we'll custom build it for you. And so somebody could choose to make the rarest in the collection because, they can just pick the rarest things once the collection's out. They could choose to hold it. So you could hold that for a month or two and then sell it on secondary to somebody else who wants to cash it in. Or you could just make the most aesthetically pleasing. So we're going to have 10 of those in the mint. So fired up about that. And then some of our mints, I don't want to give too much alpha. That's all I'm going to say on that. Bonono's 3D collection coming out. We got a collab collection with Fantomized coming out. We have the elves. We have Bot Boys, Bot Squad Chicken. Oh my gosh, that collection is I love the llamas, some of the most slept on NFTs, and the floor has stayed pretty strong, like around mint price or higher. And it's been a while since, a couple months, and people just love the art. They're not trying to sell them. Bot Squad chickens are 20 times better.
Yeah, I know.
The chickens are incredible. He has storylines with the legendaries. He has 3 different sets of characters, basically. So they're not all based off one format. There's 3 different ones, a lot like the Shadows collection will be, where those ones have different looks and stuff. Bob Boy he continues to impress me. And so he's been working hard behind the scenes. And I'm probably still missing some, but it's just loaded. If you don't own an Ultimate Pass or a bunch of Platinum Passes to be able to get your pre-sale mints on these, these are a lot of mints that are just going to fly. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, exciting times in Fantom ecosystem. Again, I like a little price dip right now. I think this is a great chance for people just to get in, get cheap NFTs. We got a lot of great mints coming up. Yeah. So blue chips are at a great price if you want to get blue chips. If you want to participate in new mints, there's going to be a lot of great new mints coming. And Fantom is at an incredible price. So I think this is bullish for the ecosystem going forward. And like you said, we know we're sitting the DeFi is too good. The protocols are too good. There's too much value locked. Number just has to go up.
Definitely. I'm actually very excited because I was going to mention this. I just checked my wallet. I am unloading ETH NFTs right now because the price of Phantom relative to ETH is so far down compared to where it was a couple months ago. So I am selling off my ETH NFTs to buy more Phantom, and then buying Phantom NFTs while they're cheap. But I just realized I sold a Galactic Gang for a 4x price, and so pretty excited. Yeah, because I bought it for 0.08, and I just sold it for about 0.4. So but 4x profit once I took it out. So anyways, love Galactic Gang. It hurts me to get rid of it, but that was a big profit, and I'm going to throw that back into the Acid Cat mint.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But all right, man. Hey, we've got NFT staking coming very soon. I leaked, and if you go in the Labs channel last night during the AMA, I leaked 2 pictures that will make your head explode if you own a bunch of Labs tokens of Labs projects to see what's coming with the NFT staking. Yeah, man, just so excited with what we have going on. Excited for Phantom. I'm excited for all the even during this price dip, so many great artists and communities have continued to build. They've continued to release projects knowing that they're going to make a third of what they would have made a month ago or 2 months ago, but they're still working, they're still building, and it's really brought out like who can we trust in the community, and it's gotten rid of people that were just after money. And you know what? It hasn't got rid of too many people because Fantom is a place with a lot of great builders. So, well, man, I'm excited. Some more alpha. Looks like we are working with the foundation at a possible event in Austin, Texas in June during the Consensus conference. So stay tuned. There may be another massive NFT gathering, but even bigger. And so, yeah, super excited. Possible Fantom mural going up on a big building in Austin. What? Is that too much alpha?
What?
So excited. We need Illuminati Congo there to perform live.
Yeah, 100%.
Are we planning this event right now? Are we just live?
Yeah. Ghost Gardener's in here. Funeral's in here. So Funeral's got some pop-up. Yeah, Ghost Gardener's funeral.
Yeah. Okay, funeral. You, Illuminati Congo, Austin, Texas, June 9th through 12th, somewhere in there. We down? We making it happen? Let's do this. Okay, we're over time. It's been incredible. So much to talk about, so much excitement. Hey, share this video. Share it on your Twitter if you can. Get people watching. Tag the projects that you like that we talked about when you share it. Bring attention to those projects. Let people know what's happening, and let us know what we can do better. And we'll talk with you all soon. For Tinfoil, True Voodoo, NFT Alpha, Potluck Labs, and Plot Twist in the background, working hard, making this all happen. We love you all. We're out. See you next week.